हेलो एवरीवन, गुड आफ्टरनून, गुड इवनिंग ऑल। कैसे हैं सब लोग? मेरा नाम है अरविंद।
Good morning, everyone. It's good morning in India. Uh, Namaste, everyone. कल है
और
मैच. I think everyone is excited.
और हम हैं हैदराबाद बॉयज, वेयर वी टॉक ऑल थिंग्स क्रिकेट। लेकिन आज हम क्रिकेट से पहले कुछ और बात करते हैं, और यही आज का वीडियो होगा। तो अगर आपको ये कंटेंट पसंद आएगा, प्लीज हिट दैट लाइक बटन, प्लीज सब्सक्राइब, प्लीज शेयर विद योर फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली। सो लेट अस स्टार्ट व्हाट वी वांट टू टॉक टुडे। सो सौरभ, मुझे लगा कि क्रिकेट तो हम बात ही करेंगे। द फाइनल्स आर गोना हैपन टुमारो in Ahmedabad, um, between India, the hosts, and Australia, the most successful cricket team ever in World Cups, in ODI World Cups. बट आई थॉट कि पहले हम फाइनल से पहले कुछ और जो हुआ है, क्रिंज, मैं बोल सकता हूँ द वर्ड, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दैट टुडे। सो ये क्या हुआ क्रिंज, और ये किसके बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं? आई वांटेड टू गिव अ क्विक अपडेट टू आवर ऑडियंस एंड व्यूअर्स। तो इंडिया बीसीसीआई ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमिटी या क्रिकेटिंग ऑर्गेनाइजर्स ने क्लोजिंग सेरेमनी अनाउंस करा है, विद द एबिलिटी ऑफ जश्न का माहौल, एंड सेलिब्रेट द एंड ऑफ द क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप। ओपनिंग सेरेमनी तो करी नहीं है, और बहुत ही खराब ऑर्गेनाइज करा है अभी तक। तो एंड तो अच्छा करने की प्रयास में इन्होंने एक क्लोजिंग सेरेमनी करी है। तो सौरभ, हम बात करते हैं, मैं सोचा था कि आज हम इसके बारे में बात करते हैं। और जब मैंने इसका सेरेमनी का जो स्केड्यूल देखा है, मेरे को एक ही वर्ड आया है: क्रिंज। इट 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 वाज सो, आई कुड नॉट एक्सप्रेस माई सेल्फ वेरी वेल कि ये मैं क्या देख रहा हूँ। तो मुझे लगा कि let us share our opinion about what this is, and maybe we can talk a little bit more.
True, true.
तो
I think.
ये एक फाइल, मतलब सेरेमनी का स्केड्यूल वी हैव फाउंड आउट कि ये है। तो मुझे सबसे पहले, सौरभ, ये जब देख के ही मुझे पहला क्रिंज मोमेंट यहाँ पे लगा, जब इन्होंने बोला है कि द नरेंद्र मोदी स्टेडियम, फेयर इनफ, यू वांट टू हाईलाइट नरेंद्र मोदी स्टेडियम इन डिफरेंट कलर, a witness to an event befitting the legacy of the biggest and the most successful World Cup ever। खत्म नहीं हुआ टूर्नामेंट, और अपने आप को घोषित कर दिया कि यह सक्सेसफुल वर्ल्ड कप है।
Hmm.
क्या कहते हो इस स्टेटमेंट का? सक्सेसफुल वर्ल्ड कप,
I
जहां पे
think you
टिकट्स नहीं
you
मिल रही थी, जहां पे ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमिटी डेट्स चेंज कर रही है, वेन्यूज चेंज करा है, लोगों को वीजास नहीं मिले हैं, लोगों को देर इज नो अदर क्रिकेटिंग ऑडियंसेस कमिंग टू द कंट्री, बिकॉज शेड्यूल बना है एक महीना पहले, और अपने आप को इन्होंने घोषित कर लिया कि दिस इज अ सक्सेसफुल वर्ल्ड कप।
that's how I mean, we define ourselves and get used to it. Uh, I mean, you use the word cringe. I found this slide very disturbing. Very disturbing. I think जिसने भी ये slide बनाई है, I think first, he should take certain classes with respect to how to make a slide and मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें डबल चेक करनी चाहिए. लेकिन it's a hogwash. I think this entire मैं तो I mean we are going to get down to the events and stuff. I think it's a hogwash of all the bad things that has transpired in this entire World Cup. I mean, you have one event after the other. I mean, World Cup start nahi hua, and you just spoke about, right? I mean, the ticketing issue, the scheduling issues, the last minute date changes. I mean, if you remember I mean, now
Yeah.
since we don't talk about it because India won against Pakistan, the most awaited game of this entire World Cup, which was India Pakistan, उसका भी डेट आपने 1 या 2 महीने पहले चेंज किया. Just imagine. I mean, उससे ज्यादा embarrassment in terms of uh, कि आपने स्केड्यूल लास्ट मिनट पे 2 महीने पहले चेंज कर दिया है. और मैं सिर्फ एग्जांपल बोल रहा हूँ. and you are classifying this particular World Cup as a successful World Cup. Ticketing ke problems. I mean, I'm not even getting into the stadiums. I don't know if you remember,
Yeah,
Arvind, there was a lot of visuals circulating in Twitter, at
yeah.
least in the initial part of the World Cup, jahan pe the conditions of the stadium, the conditions of the seats were
You
pathetic.
had no audiences for games. आपके कोई भी
Yeah,
initial first half of the tournament में India के games included, including the India Pakistan, was not houseful.
houseful.
And you're completely right. Now that I read the statement, the Narendra Modi Stadium, comma, a witness to an event befitting the legacy of the biggest and the most successful World Cup, doesn't make grammatical sense. There's something very wrong with that English.
Something, yeah. I think
Who
the only
made
thing
this
that they
slide?
got right, the only thing that they got right in this entire slide was the Indian map.
I agree with you. Spot on. The map is absolutely right. I like how they did. I like how they did that the map. Thank you. फिर बात करते हैं. इन्होंने बोला है कि इस सेरेमनी में, क्लोजिंग सेरेमनी में 4 पार्ट होने वाला है. As India bids farewell to the World Cup, as to the world at the biggest finals. Fair enough. ठीक है. India Australia is the biggest final, I would think, of the greatest World Cup. अपने आप को greatest World Cup घोषित कर दिया है. चलो, at the largest cricket stadium is factually correct. It's the largest cricket stadium. I have no words to say this when you अपने आप ही ढिंडोरा पीट रहे हो, आपने greatest बना दिया, when you actually possibly hosted the worst ever World Cup, in my opinion, in terms of organization. So I think that's a pretty cringe-worthy statement when I see that.
And I think everyone should, pay attention to the second photo in this particular
No,
slide.
not in this. I'll come to
Just
that. It's not in this, by
no,
the
but
way.
no, it's fine. But आप difference
हाँ, pay
देखेंगे
the
यहाँ पे.
attention. Actually, yes, you're right.
हाँ,
Pay attention to the second photo here. They
where
have
you have all
gotten
the
all
captains,
the, yeah, they've gotten all
former
the
captains.
captains. We will talk about it कि हम ये क्यों highlight कर रहे हैं. If you look at it, then they talked about what is how they start with it. I think they're going to start the whole ceremony with a salute in the sky, where Surya Kiran, Indian Air Force, will be doing an acrobatic 10-minute ceremony by a nine Hawk team. It's led by a wing commander Siddesh Karthik. Sorry, flight commander and deputy team leader wing commander Siddesh Karthik. So the way it will work is 10-minute ka air show hoga. They will be doing acrobatic display, which will be in sync with the music that pays tribute to the new India. I think, honestly speaking, इसमें कोई problems नहीं है मुझे. I think this is a very ये होता है सारे international tournaments में. People do it. Super Bowl in America, they do it. There's an American Air Force go through and does that. So I think in its spirit, it's a very nice thing to say. I just found it amusing that when they use the word that pays tribute to the new India. Very amusing considering you did not do this for opening ceremony. It brought me a question कि अगर इंडिया अगर फाइनल्स में नहीं आता,
Would they
would
have
they
done
have
this?
done it? Would they have done it?
I
Same air
somehow
show.
just looking at the way they didn't have anything during the opening match, or India Pakistan ke match mein in the middle of the tournament they had some sort of an opening
Yeah.
ceremony. Looking at that fast, मुझे लगता है कि अगर इंडिया शायद नहीं आता, I don't
तो ये
think so. ये
होता
होता.
नहीं है. ये होता नहीं. And
Pretty sure.
and I want people to start looking at the statements they said. An enthralling 9 Hawk acrobatic display over the Narendra
Over
Modi
the
Stadium.
again.
Okay. And I want to pay attention to that because we will come to that again. तो ठीक है, एक acrobatic air show होने वाला है. People are going to enjoy it. I think it's a great one. They've already given, इसमें कोई fee नहीं है. They're obviously waiting approvals from Ministry of Defense, which BCCI is going to submit for it. 9 Hawks होंगे इसमें. And again, they say flights will take off from the Ahmedabad airport and then they will do this particular show aboard Narendra Modi Stadium. They didn't use the word the in this, huh? It's above Narendra Modi Stadium, but यहाँ पे the use किया. Small details matter because I'm going to come to what's going to happen next. तो ये था opening. इसके बाद actually cricket खेलेंगे, But cricket first innings होने के बाद they'll be doing a half-time performance. 15 minute का at 5:30 p.m. We'll assume कि match will end up in time. I think ये जो हो रहा है, which I think it's a pretty nice gesture, wherein they are gonna honor all the captains of all the previous World Cup winning teams.
Nice.
I think this is a very nice gesture. But just look at the cringe statement they made. A cringe in this slide. उन्होंने बोला है कि unique assembly of all World Cup winning captains as they are honored by BCCI in front of a packed Narendra Modi Stadium. Narendra Modi Stadi is highlighted in blue. I don't know why. But that's the point number 3, that the Narendra Modi Stadium has been repeated 3 times in 3 slides. And I'll come to that. We'll count how many times they'll come.
Just one point. आप ये मतलब शुक्र मनाएं कि उन्होंने ये लिखा कि they are honored by BCCI in front of a packed Narendra Modi Stadium. Just imagine ये होता, they are honored by BCCI in front of Narendra Modi. ये भी हो सकता था, you never know, and that could have got
I mean, I would
the
say, yeah,
heights of...
I get the point what you're saying, but I think it's in all honesty, it's a nice gesture. I think
this is a nice gesture. Yeah.
This is a very nice gesture. I will give credit here. Credit where credit should be given. But and then uske baad they are doing like a 20-second reel highlighting the winning moments. I think this is also a very nice gesture. How the World Cup trophy changed. सब 75 से लेकर 99 तक जब उसके बाद हुआ है. And then captain recounting the triumph in conversation with the designated BCCI or star anchor. Again, a nice gesture. People reliving the moments. I think this is a very, very nice way, because you get nostalgic about the whole World Cups, the previous World Cups and the whole World Cup history. I have nothing against it. Then comes the big cringe number 3 or 4. I'm losing count here. लिखते हैं कि BCCI officials will facilitate them with a special blazer representing the ICC Cricket World Cup 2023. Observe, this was the same second screenshot जो हमने पिछली बार दिखाया था, जो यहाँ पे था, which was here. I lost it, but yeah, this was the same screenshot, which was here, with one big difference. If you look at it, observe who's here.
I mean, as a cricket fan, Arvind, I take this as an offense. It's not cringe, it's an offense.
You got Jay Shah standing with all the captains of previous World Cup winners in that slide. I mean, what do you have to say about that?
And just to balance it out, you have Roger Binney there. He's not a captain, but he's in there. So, but I just don't understand the point क्या था कि आपने BCCI officials को यहाँ पे डाल दिया. I mean, Roger Binney, although he was part of 1983 World Cup winning squad.
Roger Binney is the current president of BCCI, right?
President, right? That's also president है, former player.
No, I get why they're added, because the state in the slide says BCCI officials facilitate them. So उन्होंने officials को photo डाल दिया है. But that when you see that, that's cringe. Then comes the I don't know, the Jashn ka mahol. Yeah, Jashn. Preetham is apparently going to perform, but यहाँ पे I heard this conflicting the news that even Dua Lipa may come and do a performance here, and I mean I'm already seeing Twitter में बवाल मच रहा है कि क्यों इंडिया में स्टार्स नहीं है क्या, आप हमारे यूके के डुआ लिपा को बुला रहे हो, एंड बेकम को बुलाया, आप डुआ लिपा को बुला रहे हो, क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे, मतलब what the we don't have our own thing, because we do have a lineup here. It's just led by Preetham here, and all the singers there, and 500 dancers, and they'll be doing some songs, and then with Dil Jashan Bole, the official anthem, will be rocking at the Narendra Modi Stadium again. Count number 4. They don't call it Ahmedabad Stadium. At the stadium has to be called at Narendra Modi Stadium. And then obviously they are telling how the performance would happen. Preetham would do the performance, and the dancers would have a lap around it. Then they'll be doing some formations and digital light. Again, I mean, you look at the songs. I mean, Lehra Do, Jeetega, Nagada, Nagada, Dhoom Machale, Dangal, Kesariya. Apparently, subject to final curation by Preetham. Preetham will decide what he wants to sing. But, ठीक है, it's all fair enough. I mean, party hai, so um, yeah, people will have fun. I think this is the whole fun angle of it. I have nothing else to add to that one, but it just brought me the whole thing ki you didn't do anything for opening ceremony. It again brings back to the question, would you have done this if India did not qualify? And would you do this if, you know, I don't know, I'm making this up. India bats first and India gets all out in 200. Would you do it with the same passion when you know that India will lose? It just brings me that you were not consistent.
True.
And so, and now you're doing it, hyping it up in a manner which just cringe. And then there are all the formations. This was a big cringe for me. I know they did that previous time, but then they are saying कि second innings के second drinks break पे 8:30 PM को 90 seconds पे एक अनोखा spectacle होगा जहां पे roof से एक internationally programmed lights and laser show होगा. My first cringe moment was अगर match ended by 8:30, what are they going to do?
Now, Arvind, एक और चीज है इसमें. Now just imagine ये जो 90 सेकंड का ड्रिंक्स ब्रेक होता है. Do you want, and I think Maxwell, spoke about it
Correct, I know.
just few days back, because the teams are basically strategizing here, right?
Yeah.
कि क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है, bowling, batting, whatever. और उस बीच में आप ये लेजर शो कर रहे हैं. I really don't understand it. I think, और मैक्सवेल और थोड़े दूसरे प्लेयर्स ने भी इसके बारे में बोला था कि दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच टेक्स द अटेंशन अवे एंड इट काइंड ऑफ डिस्टर्ब करता है प्लेयर्स को. तो आई रियली डोंट अंडरस्टैंड कि ये पॉइंट क्या है ये करने का. आप शायद इसी चीज को 90 सेकंड्स को थोड़ा वहां पे कर देते, आपका जो लंच ब्रेक था 30 मिनट्स वाला.
और at the end of it, celebrate with with this, start with this and then go with the celebration. Absolutely ridiculous one. And this was a cringe one. Laser Magic Production is from the UK. You just started the presentation by saying ki we want to display tribute to New India. Is New India all about getting imports from UK? Are you not saying ki we can't do this stuff from India? From an Indian production who can do the laser light show from an Indian company? If are you saying the New India is we will import this? I don't understand what was this thing. And then obviously, show curious of World Petroleum. Where was this?
न्यू इंडिया या और नहीं तो फिर न्यू इंडिया नहीं लिखना था आपको.
हाँ,
न्यू इंडिया नहीं लिखना था.
हाँ, I mean, and then 30 years of 30 years in industry. It's a very funny dialogue there. ठीक है, आपने इनको बुलाया है again, programmed by the masters of laser modulation, LM Productions, all the way from UK. हाँ, UK की company तो all the way from UK आएगी. Why do you have to overemphasize that? It's still that whole validation you're seeking. कि यार बाहर वाले कर रहे हैं तो अच्छा ही होगा. And then this is the last one, crowning of the world champions. My mind was, I'm already lost the cringe statement at level. A first in any sporting event, the crowning of champions from the sky with 1,200 drones, creating magic in the night sky with the first ever aerial championship board, followed by the mesmerizing firework display of the winners of the biggest firework competition in the world. I don't want to be the panauti here. Are they going to do the same level if Australia wins this? I mean, with the same happiness, because this is all about thinking the India has arrived, or bear this now. This was a very interesting slide. Observe what is the second image.
I see that. I mean,
are you saying कि this statement कि India has arrived for Olympics और हम Olympics का भी यही करेंगे? And then look at it,
Well,
it's okay, ठीक है, IPL में they did the Gujarat Titans and Chennai Super Kings. But this was a something which I was like, what?
no, नहीं, मुझे
Why?
तो सेकंड और थर्ड इमेज दोनों ही थोड़ा सा लगा, क्योंकि व्हाट आप एक ग्लोबल आईसीसी क्रिकेट इवेंट में आप यू वांट टू डाइल्यूट इट बाय इंक्लूडिंग आईपीएल, बिकॉज मैं आईपीएल को कभी भी आई कैन नॉट रेट ऑन पार विद एनी आईसीसी क्रिकेटिंग इवेंट.
Yeah,
तो
IPL
मुझे
is not an ICC event. Why are you putting an IPL, which is not an ICC event, in an ICC ceremony? So, I mean,
होपफुली मुझे लग रहा है कि शायद दिस इज जस्ट बीन पुट इन द स्लाइड. हो सकता है कि शायद
yeah,
इवेंचुअली ना हो.
but essentially the nutshell is you don't put
मैसेजिंग
such flyers and
मैसेजिंग
promotions when you are wanting to
मैसेजिंग इज
message
रॉन्ग.
the same thing. Um,
Thankfully, last two slides में दी नरेंद्र मोदी स्टेडियम रिपीट नहीं हुआ, which was
I think I counted it like 6 or 7. Look, here's the thing, which I mean, I'll end it with this. अगर आपने consistency करा होता, I don't think I had any problem with it. When you organized probably the shittiest World Cup ever, and just because India made it to the final 9-0, you're going all this way to do all of this. My question to BCCI is, would you have done this consistency? And you displayed that. First game was not India. First game was world champions England, whatever, former world champions, because they're not going to be winning again. Former champions England versus New Zealand. And you do not do anything. You do not do any promotion. You do not do any marketing. You do not even do any ceremony. Your stadium was empty. You are just doing it because India came into the final. Now, it's all your prerogative. ठीक है, आप BCCI, you're the head of this country's cricketing body. It's well within your right because you're the host. Why go over the top now?
और अरविंद, अगर आपको याद होगा, we spoke about it,
and I want to end with this one. Fair enough, आपने opening ceremony नहीं करी, you learned your mistake, I want to do closing ceremony, I get the point. Why go over and there are normal opening ceremonies and there are over the top extraordinary opening ceremonies. Are you only doing this opening ceremony because Narendra Modi is coming to the stadium and you want to display to him that, sir, हम कर सकते हैं, हमने ये करा है, and this is your statement, you want to show that, we are arrived for Olympics? Because at the end of the day, it's a marketing ploy, as you rightly said, it's a hogwash. You really cannot organize a good World Cup and you're just, putting a cringe statement to it. Saurav, I'll end you with this. This is the most shocker for me, this is the most shocker. 130,000 honge shayad 120,000 to 130,000. I don't think less than 1% would be Australians. Kid you not, मैं पनौती नहीं बन रहा हूं यहाँ पे. I hope the best team wins and I think India is a favorite. So we'll talk about India in the next one. अगर India हारता है, ये ceremony में मातम होगा because there's no one clapping for Australia because there is no Australian fans.
And see, I mean, I'm nothing against the Ahmedabadis here, but अगर आपने देखा है थोड़े stadiums में, especially Ahmedabad and Delhi's and Dharamshalas, there's not much of adulation for the opposition team. The crowd goes silent. Chennai's,
Chennai has it. I mean, you saw Mumbai recently when Daryl Mitchell scored the century, they all at least got clapped and did that whole adulation, celebrity congratulations. I'm not expecting that, by the way. But you're making it a very one-sided version of it. Look, by all means, they can do the ceremony. I mean, I have no comments with it. Who am I? Who are we to say anything? But the way you presented it, cringe.
I think मेरे लिए बस वही, I think you use the right word, consistency. See, हर एक big event का एक opening ceremony होता है, closing ceremony होता है. The magnitude differs. Opening बड़ा हो सकता है, closing बड़ा हो सकता है, and closing छोटा हो सकता है, opening बड़ा हो सकता है. Problem मेरी यहाँ पे ये रही है कि आपने opening ceremony नहीं की. Number one, you did that in Ahmedabad in front of 10,000, 20,000 people.
नहीं, I think 48,000 लोग आए थे. Stadium was empty.
ठीक है, जो भी है. Empty because it's a big stadium. हाँ. And then आपने एक opening ceremony की in the middle of the tournament where you didn't have the balls to televise it.
Oh yeah, that's another point. Would they I'm sure they're going to televise it because Mr. Narendra Modi is going to be there.
Modi is coming. True.
So they are going to televise it. So, and by the way, Australian Prime Minister is not coming. It's Deputy Prime Minister who's coming. Obviously, because, uh, well, you made last minute invitations, just like how you made last minute invitations for the World Cup itself. Um, but yeah, I mean, um, I'll say with this, I think BCCI doesn't deserve another World Cup, but unfortunately, BCCI is the bop of this cricket, and they will continue to get the hosting rights. But based on this, I don't think India is a good candidate for Olympics. I think India should not even venture into trying hosting rights for Olympics because it's a money. आप पैसे डालोगे आपको कुछ रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं मिलेगा इसमें. Pride, you can't do this and say I'm ready to host Olympics.
True.
You
True.
can't
True.
have
True.
this kind of shoddy mismanagement, corruption, or whatever, and then say ki, I can do a very grand closing ceremony and I'm ready to. That's not how it works.
I mean, BCCI possibly have to, you know, organize themselves a little better, and I don't know what tournament would it be, because I know they I mean, हमने बात की थी अरविंद, they do IPL pretty well, and I
They
know
do IPL
IPL
very,
is
very well.
not. They do it pretty well. I mean, I don't know about very well. They do it pretty well. I mean, and
They
we
did
can do a
IPL in
possible.
COVID. They moved everything to South Africa or UAE. They did it amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
करना आता है, करना नहीं है.
Or I mean, we can do a very separate episode, on this ki kya kya wrong हुआ है, because it's a
Oh yeah,
laundry,
I want to
big
do a.
laundry list.
I actually want to do a separate one where we talk about we break the myth of the greatest World Cup.
Greatest World Cup. I think episode. I mean, it's a laundry list. We spoke about a couple of
We
items
spoke about it.
in
There's a
that,
lot
but
to talk about there.
there's a
But
lot to
we'll do
talk
that
about.
at the end of the World Cup. But yeah, I think we'll end this video here. What we can do is in next video we talk the actual cricket, जो actually होने वाला है between all of this, between this 4-part series, the actual event, the finals, India versus Australia. We'll talk in the next video. So please like this video, please share. Share us your comments कि आपको ये opening closing ceremony का schedule और एजेंडा कैसे लगा है और आपको लगता है कि ये अच्छा होगा या बुरा होगा. आप अपने राय बताइए. Till then, see you later. Bye bye.